Hi, friend. It's me, Stu, here for you. And today we're going to be talking about people just like you who had a great idea for membership, or maybe they had an idea, but they weren't sure if it was going to be a great idea, but they moved forward anyway. And they did their founding member launch. They welcomed their first paying members. And we're going to talk to them about that journey of actually getting over the fear, the anxiety, and all the mental gremlins that sometimes creep in that hold us back from doing the thing that we know we should do in order to launch their membership and begin serving members and begin generating recurring revenue in their business. Before we kickstart, I do want to say that I'm very, very pumped and excited because today is the last day for enrollment in our membership experience. You can see the link below where you can register. Just go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. There you'll find all the details of the membership experience. Registration closes tonight at midnight. And this is where we show you exactly from start to finish how to launch, grow, and scale a highly profitable membership. Okay, so with that, let me bring up our first guest. We're just going to dive right in. And our first guest today is Amy. Amy, how the heck are you, buddy?
Hi, amazing. So grateful to be here and so excited for the new group of folks that are going to be joining this community. Can't wait.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so we're going to dive in and talk about your membership and your founding member launch. Before we do, though, who is it that you serve in your market?
So we serve parents, therapists, and individuals who are looking to get to the root of their anxiety and productivity challenges using a neuroscience approach. So it's a pretty niche group, but it really has been powerful in being able to bring this community together.
How did you get started in that?
So I'll tell you, I suffered with sensory integration issues and anxiety issues as a child. I was highly intelligent. Nobody knew. I grew up back in the 80s where that wasn't popular to get therapy for these concerns. And I had loving parents. So I was very, very fortunate. And they kind of allowed me to compensate. I was able to make it in the world. I was the first commodities trader from the Jewish Orthodox world to hit the mercantile exchange. I was managing multi-billion-dollar company portfolios, and I was suffering inside with my quality of life. And when I went through this journey, I realized that psychology wasn't going to be the answer, and I needed to work on my physiology. And that's how I became an occupational therapist. And I was the youngest graduate there, and I healed myself. And after that, the world opened up. My life was spared in 9/11. I was there that day. I lost many of my colleagues, and through God and chance, which is another story, I saved my life. And I realized that the healing that I had done for myself, I was getting more pleasure with doing that with the children. And back in 1999, my sister and I together, we started our company and our business and helping parents and families. And Leslie Vernick met me. She's one of your wonderful students, and she heard about my story. We were collaborating on other things, and she's like, "You've got to go to Stu's TME." And I'm like, "I don't have a membership. I'm not online. I am not even on Facebook. I don't know who this guy is." She's like, "You've got to go." And she pushed me and she encouraged me to take it, and I did. And it's changed not just my purpose and my life, but obviously my bank account, obviously my quality of getting up in the morning and serving. It is amazing the power of what a membership can do in changing people's lives, not just yourself. If anyone listening here and you're into serving, that's the impetus for me. That's my motivating factor. I'm jumping the gun and telling you how great it is to run a membership, but that's our story that we got here. So, the nonprofit started in 2019 and I wasn't able to fundraise for it. I'm not a marketer. Like I said, I wasn't on social media. That's not my upbringing. And I needed to figure out how to get the message across. And when we did it on our own, it didn't work. So we learned that we can raise funds for that by having a membership and giving this information out, because people weren't able to afford our one-on-one costs. They weren't able to come to New York. We were treating people like nationally, but it's getting expensive and hard. So this was a way to serve.
Well, Amy, I'm just looking over here at the comments, and it's incredible to see. Shauna saying, "Wow, Amy, you're amazing." A cat coming in here. Amy is awesome. Again, a lot of love for what you're doing, how you're doing it, and the journey thus far. It's incredible. So talk to us about your founding member launch. We're going to fast forward a little bit.
Sure.
So you come into the TME, a membership's not even on the radar for you, but like Leslie Vernick is saying, hey, this is a direction you should think about. So you are open to her advice and guidance there. You come into TME, you hear the idea of a founding member launch. Take me back to that point. What's going through your mind in terms of how you are going to roll out your founding member launch for your membership?
Okay, so I will take you back. It was May 2022, and we had an email list, a nice list. It was 5,000 email subscribers, not too much of a following on social media. And we just sat down, my sister and I, and we said, we're doing this. We had already been going through the coursework, and we'd gone through the experience, so we knew about how figuring out like what to do, but we were petrified. Even though we're like the specialists in anxiety, we were like, what are we doing here? And we wrote an email exactly like you said. We have no idea what this membership will be. We want to give everyone an opportunity to be part of our world. We limited it. We said we're only going to take 50 people because we really did not know how we were going to serve this unique community that needed to have safety and knowledge and have the experience to really know that they're going to be in a place that's going to give them progress and success. So we said, we're going to create it with you. And that was the email. We said, we're going to create this with you. We have no idea how many times we're going to meet. We're going to create it together. We put a price tag on it. And I sent the email out in the evening, and I'm kind of busy during the day with clients. And my assistant said, we have 50. She texted me in the middle of the day the next day, and she's like, we have 52 people who paid. I'm like, shut the email, shut this stuff down, because it was just a Stripe link. That's it. And that's how we got our first 52 members, just by telling them that we were going to look to serve in the way that they needed to. And we did it the backward end. Instead of having everything set up, we just asked them, what do you want? And that's how we gave them the membership that they have now.
It's amazing. And I want to ask you, because I know that people watching and listening are thinking, Amy, how could you launch with nothing? Like, how could you, charge people when you don't have anything to deliver? Talk to me about your feelings around that. How did you overcome that, mental obstacle in your mind?
So I have to say, when I think about that point, and I love that you're bringing it up, it comes from recognizing the power that each of us, whoever's listening to this, has in being able to provide some kind of support, knowledge, information, community. Each of us has a history. Each of us has a story. Each of us has a skill set. If there is something that you're passionate about, it comes through. And if people are around you, even if you start with 10 members, even if you start with 5, if you're passionate about it, they will see what's happening. My email list, even though they were cold folks and they weren't my clients, that's a different email list. They heard my stories. They knew what I was saying and share. They wanted to be part of that world. Being able to tap into yourself is really the key. And again, we were concerned about this because who wants to launch a membership and then only have one person there? Well, let me tell you folks, when we do things like Clubhouse or social media and I get one like, that mattered to me in the beginning. And when I started, if I would have gotten only one member, that would have been a beginning page for me. And that's okay. You build. Nothing that I've done in my life, and I've been in business for 25 years, has ever gone from 0 to 1,000 quickly. I know some people do in this generation, and that's great, but I think slow and steady is the key, and stick to your passion. Even if you don't have the tools, the setup, the lingo, talk freely. We just had a plain language email, no fancy graphics. Get a Stripe link, a PayPal link, and that was it. And we did Zoom calls in the beginning. And it was free at that time. You just put on to, now we have like a lot of folks who join our Zoom calls, but there was no cost at all. It was literally tapping into the knowledge and the basis that we have the power to give to another person. I think that's a key factor in being able to see the value in starting your own membership. You have that ability, whoever you are.
Yeah, it's a really great point. And okay, so what was the price of your founding member launch? Do you remember?
Yes, it was $27.
$27. Okay, wait, let me just do the math. So you welcome 52 founding members at $27. So girl, right off the bat, you're generating $1,400 a month. Like, how did that feel?
So that felt amazing. I remember the first person who signed up, her name is Jamie. She's still a member. I was like rocking. I was like, she's doing, and people were signing up with no guarantee. There was no mission. There was no niche. There was no format. They just wanted to be part of the world of creating. And I think if you're doing a founders members launch, mention that you're going to create the launch and you're going to help set it up in the way that you want to serve the best. And that was powerful for us because we came with an open mind. We had knowledge, but we need to figure out how do you want it to be served on your platter? How do you want to have it happen? And we created it together.
It was
amazing to get that first month. We were like, they're paying me without even, I'm not even giving them anything. Like, I didn't understand it at first.
Well, it's super fun because right away it's a completely different type of, sale and income, isn't it? Like, I don't know what it was like for you on that first rebill. That to me is also like one of the most exciting moments when like the next monthly rebill comes. Do you remember that moment?
I do. And again, by that point, I just want to share, we had really not really fully formed it and people were still sticking around. From those 52 founding members, we still have 49.
Wow.
So, yeah. So our retention is like really, really strong in this community. And what we learned is that they felt that being part of that, they're going to be here for the long haul, whatever it's going to be. And we've changed it with the confidence and time and experience. We did guide ourselves how we want the membership to run because it's our business. And we need to make sure to have that set up in a way we're not burned out. But it's amazing because it's 49 people that I can guarantee a year and a half, almost 2 years later, are still bringing in that steady income stream. So we can create and expand and not be concerned that we're losing them. They're committed.
Well, kudos to you, Amy. That is incredible retention, and it speaks highly of the experience that you've created. So let's fast forward. You mentioned it's been like a year and a half, 2 years since you launched it. Where are you at now?
Sure. So we had a little bit of a family situation and we didn't do any launches from that period of time until November of 2023. So our last, and they stuck it out and that was fine. We had to take and honor ourselves and what we were going through. And in November 2023, we did a free webinar launch and we hit 113 members at that time after that launch. Yes. And I want to talk about the power of TME if I can. I know that's not the point. But during the launch, we did 2 free webinars. After the first one, we got very few signups. I had a day in between. We got on a call with some folks at TME. We changed the messaging slightly. The following day, which was a Thursday, I won't forget, we changed up the way that we were presenting the membership. Because again, we weren't dialed in. We had to learn this. It takes time and experience. Kat, who's amazing, helped work with me there on that. And we knocked it out of the ballpark. While we were talking, we looked at the timestamps of when folks were signing up. Majority, I would say 80% of those folks who did sign up signed up in real time while we were talking. That was a huge win for us to understand the power of being part of a community and putting the work and changing it up, seeing that you can take your time to do that. We're now at 113 in November 2023. We've lost 1 member since then.
Wow. This is amazing, Amy, and thank you for speaking to that because I do think that sometimes we're also so close to it, right? Like we sometimes need that fresh outside perspective that can kind of speak into it. And did you raise your price from 27?
Yeah, so we are launching at the end of May. We're going to do a boot camp this time around, and the price is going up to $47. So at the November 2023, went up to $37. And now we're going straight to $47. And
amazing. Yeah. Amazing. Okay. As we look to wind down your piece here, Amy, thank you so much for coming and sharing. First off, where can people go to connect with you, find out more what you're doing?
So they can connect us on www.handsonapproaches.com. If you do /TME, there's some special things we put together for you folks, or you can catch me on Instagram at handsonapproaches.
Awesome. Okay. Thanks for that, Amy. Okay, one final question for you. What would you say to somebody who is in that spot where they have been thinking about a membership, but they're hesitating? What advice would you give them?
So I would tell you that if you just take the silence for a moment and you just sit in your space and you think about what is your long-term goal in life, not even about business, but in life. Do you want more freedom? Do you want more financial security? Do you want to have a greater impact? Memberships are the way. Don't be afraid. Quiet that noise in your mind and try, just jump in, roll with it. You will make back your money. Every single person that I have recommended in a year and a half to join this membership and looked at that. I know for some folks, financially, it could be hard sometimes. they made it back. As long as you're
Mm,
doing the work and you take it in, don't think about it. And
mm.
no one's paying us to say this, by the way. We really mean this. There's so much power in having a membership in the long haul. So I'm just so grateful to
Mm,
you and for this community and for the program that you have. You're allowing us to have our dream actualized, both
mm.
on a personal level and on a global level. And I'm getting emotional saying it, but I thank you so much for that. Thank you.
Amy, thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate you coming. Thank you for sharing. Congrats on your incredible membership, and congrats on the ripple effect that you're having through those that you're serving in it. So thank you so much, Amy. I appreciate you, bud.
I appreciate you. Take care now.
Yeah, you too. Pretty amazing, right? Incredible story. And again, it kind of speaks to the fact that we don't have to get everything right. We just have to get it going. That was a quote that I heard back in 2004 from a gentleman by the name of Mike Littman. And it speaks exactly and encompasses the whole ideology of a founding member launch. Because so often we hold ourselves back, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting for the perfect time, waiting until we've got everything lined up or in order, waiting until we've got more experience, waiting until this, waiting until that. The reality of it is that you are going to make more progress by just getting out of your own way and getting going. And that's exactly what Amy did. Kudos to her. Okay. With that, I just want to give everybody a reminder that today is the last day to come and join us for the membership workshop. You know, the last 5 years, we've only ever run this program one time a year. I can't guarantee what's going to happen in the coming months, but if history tells us anything, it's that in the last 5 years, we've only run this one time a year. So come and register, come join us, because like Amy, we'll show you how to take your idea, get it off the ground, get it started, do your founding member launch, start generating recurring revenue, and build a business around your passions, your interests, and your expertise. And we'll show you how to create a recurring revenue business with a membership. And so this is the program. For more than 16 years, I have been helping entrepreneurs just like you launch, grow, and scale highly profitable memberships. I can't wait to show you how to do the same thing as well. Okay, with that, I'm going to bring up Dr. Ulrich. How
Oh,
the heck are you, my friend?
hi, I'm good. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, listen, thank you for jumping on. I know it's getting late where you are in the world. So let's talk about that. Like, where are you located? And then follow up that with who is it that you serve in your market?
Oh, yeah. So I'm located in Germany. I'm a medical doctor. I have a private practice, and basically, I'm serving people who have gut health problems. So this is one of my community. I have a second community, which is I treat. I teach therapists how to treat the gut. So I launched two communities, and yeah, basically, I have a practice. I'm reducing my time. Let's talk about this. And yeah, I'm taking care of people who really suffer in a bad way, and people who fall through the system, kind of. Okay.
Yeah. Well, okay. And so thank you for that. Let's talk about a membership. Like, where did the idea for a membership even cross your mind?
Okay, this is a really fun story. In 2019, I met a friend, and he had an online course about. He's a physiotherapist, and he made an online course, and he said basically, hey, as a therapist, you don't earn any money when you are on vacation. And I was like, oh, he's right, because I have a legal problem. I cannot go on vacation. My girls, they are not allowed to do a blood work or stuff like that. I have to be present in the practice. Next day, I met a friend of mine. He's a butcher. He has 30 employees, and he said, I'm going to go on vacation. And I was like, but you have how do you do that? I can go. And yeah, that was the first moment when I realized, hey, you are highly recognized in the community as a medical doctor, but actually you have a financial problem when you go on vacation. So, and this this led to the thing that I wanted to have an online course. So I created an online course. I created a second online course, but basically I did not sell online courses, just 3 per week or so. Then I had a couple of coaches And I had one coach, and when I had a question, he always sent me some book pages. And I was curious, and I was like, hey, what, who is this, And then I found out it was the book of Russell Brunson. So then I decided in 22, I have to go to Funnel Hacking Live. Russell Brunson came on stage, first 5 minutes, and he said, you don't have a business until you have a monthly membership program. And I was like, oh no. And then he said, otherwise you're suffering from a launch business. And I was like, oh no. And then he was like, really the first 5 minutes, who has a monthly membership program? And you were there, 5,000 people, and probably 50% of the people raised their hand. In front of me, an American guy raised his hand, and I was like tipping on his shoulder. The idea was so new to me. And I said, hey man, what membership program do you have? And he said, oh, well, I have a fishhook membership. And I was like, what? You have a fishhook membership? And he explained, he said, yeah, he has a big email list. He has 2,000 members. The membership price is $17. And he is sending out the coupon codes for fishermen. So where they can buy stuff cheap per month. And I was in deep shock. So, and then you entered the stage and you said, you basically, I realized there, I have to have a membership. I was completely under stress. And then I realized it is September and you open in April. What do I do? How do I do that? So I went through all your free stuff, and I would not recommend this, by the way. Never ever do this. And then I did my founding member launch, and happily this went out very, very good. I think I welcomed 150 people. I had to try 30 to 40 platforms. I'm in Germany. It's in the membership experience online course, everything is done for you. You don't have any problem. Just go through the steps. I would love to do that again, turning the time back. But actually 2 months later, after this, when I saw you at Funnel Hacking Live in September, I opened my first membership for gut health, a gut health membership for patients suffering from gut health problems. So this was awesome to do this.
Okay, so let me ask you, this is incredible. You do your founding member launch. You welcome did you say 100 and 150?
150, and it was $37 a month.
150 at $37. Okay, time out. 150 times 37. I know everybody's doing the math. I'm doing the math too. Dude, that's like over $5,550 a month right out of the gate. How did that feel?
At first, a lot of work. I was in fear. I had to do the extra work. Of course, I jumped in the course last year, and I realized, hey, somehow you did it. But then I realized, okay, I mean, this is severe money. So what I got back from my community was so amazing, and so they were so relieved that I did this for them. And still, now I'm coming out from a call from my community. So this is really heartwarming. At first, you think that you are the person who's running the show, and then you find people in the community who are helping you and supporting you, although they pay. Okay, so this is basically what I have experienced. And then I went on, and from this community, out of this community, my second idea came up, and I want to, and I was like, okay, I want to reduce my time, and I want to express myself, and I want to have therapists which work like me, who working like me. So this was the idea of the second community for learning gut health or training gut health therapists. So I open up again, 160 persons joined from my email list, from my social media, and this was a 75K launch. So the first month was $470, and it was in the first month 75K, and it's still ongoing. $37 talking money. So this helped me to reduce my practice and to have a bigger dream. So I want to build up the biggest gut health therapist network in Germany. I'm reopening in 10 or 14 days, second time for the gut health people, for the therapists. And also there, the thing is that I stressed out. I did a stress test on my community, and I went on vacation with my family, and for 3 weeks I did nothing. Nobody left. Everybody, they were active without me, and I think this is the charming thing from a community.
Dude, I just want to frame this up for people. You launched your second membership.
Yes.
And it's $470 upfront and then $37 a month. Is that what I heard right?
Exactly.
Okay.
And I had nothing. So I did this on the fly. I sold this community. I just had the community platform. I did a founding member launch like you are teaching. I had the course, my first founding member launch. This was from your free stuff. It was chaotic. It was without a framework. And I would never do it again because I found out that your online course is so great and the membership experience everything is so well done from A to Z. It's all there. All the frameworks are there. You don't have to think about how do I write an email or stuff like that. But actually, then I did this second founding member launch. Yeah,
dude, I'm just doing the math, and I know people are thinking about this too. I saw a comment earlier like, if a doctor who has a successful practice is rolling out not one but two different memberships, it should speak to the value of the time. But that first launch the second launch, the first month, as you said, it was over $75,000 because 160 people at $470 for that first month, and then that also means it's another nearly $6,000 a month in recurring revenue after that point, which is incredible. So now you got these two memberships. Fast forward to today, buddy. What does the membership business look like now?
Actually, it's going on like this. In the meanwhile, I have people who are taking over the calls. So we have a kind of like a kind of, I'm speaking as a specialist, but then we have those calls within the community without me. So they like to be together, the therapists for themselves, and also the kind of like patient membership people. And for me, it's like everything is coming true. What you hear from an online business, because I really was stressed out to launch courses because you don't know how to do that. You go from launch to launch to launch to launch. You earn money when you launch something, and 6 weeks you do nothing because you are doing your daily job. You're earning nothing, and this is the absolutely charming side of those memberships, that I can go on vacation with my family. I do one call within 14 days or so, and what I really appreciate is that I am in all those masterminds. I can learn more. I'm also in your mastermind to see you in person now in September. I'm flying business class now to USA. All that kind of stuff changes rapidly in life, and it changes because you are helping more people. That's basically it. Yeah.
One final question before I get to it. Where can people go to connect with you?
Oh, to my English YouTube channel. Like my name and English. I just launched it yesterday. I have a very successful YouTube channel in Germany. It's 175,000 people now, and I launched my English channel now. So everybody can just feel free to connect. I'm willing to answer questions. You got an email there, and go for your membership, because it's all there. It's not difficult with the help of Stu. Stu is such a good person and such a big marketer and such a experienced person, and for sure you get your money out. And even if you don't have a list, even if you are not believing yourself, because everything is there, and Stu has a plan and his team has a plan for everything. So I think this is the charming side, that it's done for you, basically.
Buddy, thank you so much for coming, for sharing. Congratulations on your incredible progress, your incredible launches, on your not one, but two different memberships. And can't wait to continue to hear how they progress. I appreciate
Oh
you.
yeah,
Thanks, Dr.
thanks. Goodbye.
See, uh, so much fun. So much fun. I don't know if you caught that, but he's launched one membership, and then months later launched a second membership, and now on that second membership, on the very first month, generated $75,000 because in his pricing he charged $470 up front, welcomed 160 members, which is unbelievable, and then has $37 a month times those 160 members in recurring revenue. And that's just that membership. That doesn't account for the other membership as well. It's pretty incredible. And what I will say is that, like, you will be inspired. You will get all kinds of ideas. You'll get clarity. You'll see how others are rolling out second, third, and fourth memberships. But it all starts with one. It all starts with launching your first membership. And what I want to do is I want to encourage you to come join us for the membership experience. This is where I will walk you through that process of getting that membership site from fuzzy idea to clear idea, to knowing exactly what to provide inside the membership, to marketing it, to growing it, to scaling it, all the things. Just go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Registration for the program closes today. So today is the last day to register for this year's class. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Okay. I'm going to bring up Miss Rebecca Flint. Rebecca, how the heck are you, buddy?
I'm good. On mute. I'm good. It's 5:30 in the morning here over in Australia. I know there's a few Aussies on the call here, so g'day to everybody.
I was just going to say, speaking of time zones, so we went, Dr. Urick is in Germany, so it's getting late for him. We continue around the clock. It's like super early for you. Thank you so much for getting up and joining us today.
Of course.
Okay, so let's dive in. We'll talk about your founding member launch because it just happened recently. But first, who is it that you serve in your market?
Yeah, so I help solopreneurs, small business owners, content creators, VAs, PAs, anyone in the world that uses Canva. So I'm helping them to learn Canva and then eventually through my success path, master Canva.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, and talk to us real quickly because you have a passion and interest for Canva because you actually used to work for them. Am I right?
I sure did, yes. So I've been a graphic and brand designer for 25 years and a small business owner, coach, content creator, etc. And I was on their very first Canva certified creatives program. And through that, I got to know the team there, and an opportunity came up to head up the community for the affiliates program, the global affiliates program, because I had all of those multi kind of skills. So I was able to, pull together all of the onboarding materials and run a community and, teach design and also Canva as well.
And that's how we met.
Really cool.
Yeah, it's super cool. And that's how we met. And then what was super fun was to see you go from, hey, wait a minute, like I also want to start my own membership and I want to teach others how to do this. So this is very recent. Like you just recently completed your founding member launch. Talk to us about that journey. Like what happened when you had the idea? What was the next step that you took first when it came to getting your membership off the ground?
Yeah, so I did it super scrappy. I hesitated, Stu, you know this. I hesitated launching this for years. So guys, if you're on this call and you're thinking about doing this, don't be silly like me. Don't waste years. Do it now. I was walking along the beach one day and I just kind of had this thought hit me, like, just send the email, Rebecca, just get it out, just do it, and I had all the procrastination. I'm an ex-gymnast, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a recovering perfectionist. I wanted everything perfect before I launched, and it was so against every part of my being to send something out that was not perfect. So I went home, put together an email, sent it out, and I thought, let's just wait and see what happens. And I think I did a few little Facebook lives. I threw together a like a landing page, and I used the founding member launch training from one of the membership years that I'd signed up to with you. And I just kind of went through it step by step, and I launched it super scrappy, really messy. I didn't have anything organized. I had some pre-recorded training that I knew I could give as bonuses. But what I did, instead of putting the focus on delivering, this whole package or suite of training, I put the focus on, hey, join my community where you're going to get help from a professional. I can help you every day inside this Facebook group. And not only that, I'm going to show up twice a month where I can teach you as a group how to learn and master Canva. And you can ask me whatever questions you need. So instead of putting the focus on having all of this training set up, I put the focus on, hey, let's get started together. Let's build this together. Let's, let me find out what you need, and then I can build the training out as we go on. So yeah, I kind of communicated that through Instagram stories. Very scrappy emails. I'm dyslexic, ADHD. I write rubbish emails, but I put everything into chat GPT. So thank God for chat GPT, because that helped me, at least appear a little bit professional.
Well, and so I think this is important. The other part of your story is that you are, because this is, like we said, this has just recently happened, but you didn't have like a big, gigantic audience that you had been building up. And I think that that's important. Can you kind of speak to that a little bit?
Yeah. So I have had an ebook out there for, I think, 4 or 5 years now. It's getting rewritten now because it's super outdated. People still download it, weirdly, and still really love it. But so I had this list of, I think it was about 450 or close to 500 people, but very inactive. I did not look after them. I was not communicating with them. I do apologize to those people at least. But I had, this list of inactive people that may have downloaded an ebook from me 4 years ago. So I had that. And then my Instagram account had roughly 2,000 followers on it. But again, it was pictures of me and my kids at the beach and, the occasional Canva tutorial. So I wasn't really nurturing that audience either. So from a pretty rubbish email list and a very inactive following, I ended up launching, and I have 26 paid, since we last spoke, 26 paid members in my little community. And unlike Amy and Ulrich, I think it's important to also hear from people where you might only get 5 or 10, and I only wanted 5 or 10, and I ended up with 26. And at $49 a month, that's bringing in, I think it's about 1,300 reoccurring, which is amazing. Like that's saving for a little holiday for my family. We're going to Canada at the end of this year. So just getting started, I think, is important. I don't think the focus on making millions of dollars should be the focus. I think the focus should be just get started, do it scrappy, do it messy, learn from, the journey and learn from your members, and, work really closely with that little core group to just simply get started. So, yeah.
I think it's amazing. And I think you should be super proud of yourself, because that perfectionist in you was probably, campaigning to wait and to, do all the things. And you quieted down that voice. You took action. Now you got 26 beautiful members that you're serving. And because you just recently went through this, so it is fresh. Like, what was some of the lessons that you took from that experience that you could pass down to somebody who is thinking about doing their founding member launch?
Yeah, a couple of things. Something that's worked really well is I have a wait list. So I've got 44 people sitting there waiting on my wait list now for the next time I open. I'm actually opening at the end of this month, 30th of April. But I think having a wait list is good because it shows, you know, you can keep talking about this product or program and send people somewhere where they can at least sit there waiting eagerly for when you're going to reopen again. If I didn't have that, I would have no idea whether people were keen to join this or not, you know. So yeah, even if the only thing you do right now is pop up a landing page and collect people's details, and get a wait list happening, that's been really good for me. The other thing is just send the email. just you know, don't be like me and wait years. Just get the courage up to send out that email. I loved what Amy said on the first call, where she just said, we don't have any of this. We don't even know what it's going to be, but we're going to build it together. And I think people, especially in this day and age, really love to feel connected to people. I've got a beautiful member in Mexico, and as part of my early bird sign up for my membership, I offered a one-on-one training with me. And this beautiful lady got on a call with me and she said, I'm from Mexico. She said, I've been following you for years. And just to have the opportunity to connect with you like one-to-one is so important for me, you know. So even if you just offered a one-to-one call in your initial sign up, and that's all you have, you know, you're going to be able to use that call, A, to deeply connect with your members, and B, find out what they want and need, and then build it off the back of that. So yeah, there's a couple of little sort of
I love it.
tips.
Rebecca, it's been great. I love the fact that you have got your membership off the ground. I love that you have created this momentum for yourself. And I love that you got your next launch coming up here real soon. Where can people go to connect with you?
Yeah, my website is rebeccaflint.com. The waitlist is /Canva-society. So yeah, on there, or I'm on Instagram at branded by Rebecca Flint.
Amazing. Okay, last question for you, Rebecca. You came through the membership experience. Relay to everybody what your experience was in that program.
Yeah, I think being surrounded by a whole bunch of people going through the same thing that you are at the same time is incredibly inspiring. That community aspect of TME is so hugely important, because you're sitting there trying to create this thing, and you know, at the same time, so are thousands of other people, and you've got this whole community of people that you can quickly jump in and ask a question and get feedback. And you know, that aspect of the program is, yeah, you cannot beat that, you know. So going through it live with everybody else at this time is so important. You know, you can, of course, buy the course and do it later, but yeah, really immersing yourself in it and getting the help from the team and the other community as you're doing it is it's the best.
Well, Rebecca, thank you so much. Thanks for being up at the wee hours of the morning over in Australia. Appreciate you, and appreciate you sharing.
You're welcome. See you later.
My gosh, it is super fun to talk to our community, because we have people legit all around the world. We just heard from Dr. Urick, who's over in Germany. We just heard from Rebecca, who's over in Australia. We have people all throughout Europe, all throughout North America, South America, even Africa, which is near and dear to my heart for a whole different set of reasons. And so I just share this because every single one of you watching and listening have a unique idea. And you have an idea, and the way in which we know if that's going to be a good membership is, number one, can you solve an ongoing problem? Like weight loss is an ongoing problem. Like a dog that's wildly out of control is an ongoing problem. Or a toxic relationship, that is an ongoing problem. Like, those things don't fix themselves. That's what makes for a great membership. So if you can answer yes to, can you solve an ongoing problem? That's a green light, thumbs up, move forward with that idea. Second, can you teach a skill? You know, learning how to paint, that's a skill. Learning how to use Canva, that's a skill. Learning how to treat your gut, that's a skill. Learning how to play the guitar, that's a skill. Learning how to quilt, that's a skill. Learning how to run a successful membership business. That's a skill. Like if you can teach a skill, that's a green light, thumbs up, move forward with that idea. And then the third indicator that I always look for is, can you make someone's life easier? That might be in the form of like templates, or it might be in the form of lesson plans, as an example. I think of Nicole Melton, who's got a membership site that provides social media templates for the beauty industry, right? She's making their life easier. They don't have to think about what they're going to post or what they're going to share, because she's creating that content for them. If you can make someone's life easier, that's a green light, thumbs up, move forward with that idea. And many times, like, when you see those indicators, can you solve a problem? Can you teach a skill? Can you make someone's life easier? You don't need all three. You just need one of those. And so let me know in the chat, because I'm looking at the chat and we're going to come back to you in the chat here in just a minute. But let me know your market. Who is it that you serve in your market? And let's talk about whether that is a green light, thumbs up market to move forward with. I'm going to come to our next guest, Ruth, here in just a minute. Before I do, I want to remind you, come join us for this year's membership experience. You can register by going to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. And when you do, we're going to walk you through that process of getting clear on your idea, launching your membership, just like we've heard our guests so far share, and begin generating recurring revenue from your membership. It will eliminate the stress that you're feeling as an entrepreneur of not knowing where the sales are going to come from. And it will create predictability and stability in your business, and it will transform your life. And I cannot wait for you to experience that. Come join us. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Okay, let's get to our next guest. That is the one and only Ruth. Ruth, how the heck are you?
Hi.
Great to have you. Talk to us real quick. Where are you from, and who is the market that you serve?
Okay, so I'm in Kent, UK, and actually it's my husband that actually has the membership, and I'm the brains behind marketing it and doing all the setup and
The
everything.
ladies are always the brains. Let's be honest, Ruth. Okay, so who is it that you serve in your market?
So he teaches artists how to sketch.
Got it. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So that's one of those, for everybody watching and listening, that's one of those indicators. That's a skill, right? Like you don't go from not knowing how to sketch to becoming a great sketch artist like that. It takes time to learn that skill. Okay, so Ruth, since you're the brains, let's just chat. Let's just be, let's get down to business. Talk to us about your founding member launch that you did with your husband. What did that look like? Where were you at that point in time?
Yeah, so he's been thinking about doing a course for many, many years. He paints, he like sells paintings and all of that stuff. But we've been thinking, like I've been telling him that, honey, you do need to like create a course. And we've talked about it for so many years, and he's been so concerned that the videos wouldn't be great, that the quality would be quite poor, that we don't know how to set everything up, like the whole setup of the actual lessons. So last year in April, I was just scrolling on Facebook, and I saw one of your ads, and I was like, this sounds interesting. Like making an income every month without just doing like one single launch and then that's it. And I said to him that, you know what, honey, we just need to do this. And so, I actually had to push him because he didn't want to. He was like, I'm not quite ready yet. So I was like, you know what, I'll do everything for you. All you have to do is just show up and do the and just teach them. And so we went ahead, did it, got to send some emails out to his list. He had a list of about a few hundreds. Mm-hmm. And and then he shared it on his social media platforms. And we got 43 members with our founding member launch. So that was really cool. We were quite like shocked that would happen.
Ruth, that is incredible. Okay, 43 members at what price point?
That was £25, which I think is about $30.
Yeah, I just did the math. That's 1,075 pounds coming in right out of the gate. What did your husband say?
he was like, wow, this works.
Yeah, he's excited now, isn't he?
Yeah, actually, when we first launched it, like the first person that signed up paid for a year. So he was like, wow, $250, just pounds, just like that. He was like, we was just so pleased.
Oh my goodness. What a great feeling and incredible momentum right out of the gate. 44 or 43 members at
Yeah,
25 pounds. That's incredible. Okay, so how long ago was that founding member launch?
we launched that in June last year. So
Okay.
about 9 months ago.
Okay, so you're still in your first year of membership. Have you done additional launches since?
Yes, we did one just before Christmas. We did one to our waiting list, and we got about 13 people join.
Yeah.
And then we did like the main launch, taken after the the coach week style thing.
Yeah.
And we had 101 people join. So in total for that launch, it was 114 people join. So that was
Wow.
so cool.
Ruth, that is crazy. Okay, wait a
Yeah.
minute. I got to ask this. Did you raise your price after
We
your founding
did.
member launch? So what was the price point now?
It's £40 now.
Okay. Everybody watching and listening, I know we all got our calculators out. Let's just be honest. Let's find out how much Ruth and her husband made on that. So you're at 40 pounds now,
Yeah.
and you welcomed
14 people.
114.
Yeah.
Ruth, that's 4,500 pounds a month from that one launch. You guys must have been on cloud 9 at this point.
Yeah. We had a really good Christmas.
Oh, I'm so stoked for you. That is incredible. Okay, so in your first 9 months of this journey, what piece of advice would you share with everybody watching and listening?
I would say that just go for it, because we sat on this for years and years. And I think it was because we didn't quite know what to do. But when we came across your program, we were just like, you know what, we've just got to do it. And I think don't wait for things to be perfect. Just go ahead. If you're good at what you do, just put it out there, and trust what Stu teaches. Yeah, that's what I would say. And one thing I didn't tell you, Stu, is that we just wrapped up our last launch just about two weeks ago.
Yeah.
And for that launch, we welcomed 266 new members.
Ruth, I did not have this. I had no
Yeah.
idea. Okay, wait. You just welcomed how many members?
266.
260 is at the 40 pounds, right?
Yeah. So we're just completely blown away now. We're like, what?
Dude, that is like another 10,000 pounds a month in recurring revenue. How many members are you at now then?
We're just under 400 members now. I think it's about 360 something.
Ruth, I didn't know about the most recent launch. That is incredible, buddy. Congratulations to you. You guys aren't even at your first year yet.
No, we're not.
How does this feel? Like you're not even a full year into your membership. You're all just shy of 400 members. And you now got a 6-figure membership site on your hands. How does that feel?
Amazing. I still can't believe it, actually. I'm still like, is this actually real? I'm still waiting for that penny to drop.
Wow. Well, you should be really, really proud of yourself. Congratulations to you and your husband. I love seeing amazing people get their memberships off the ground and experience incredible success. As we look to wrap up, first things first, where can people go to connect with you?
Instagram, and it's Addictive Sketchers.
Addictive Sketchers. Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. As we wrap this part up, what advice would you give for somebody who's considering joining us for TME and the impact that it would have on their membership journey?
Yeah, I would say just do it. Finding you was an answer to prayers. So
Mm.
I think for anyone who's been thinking about, setting up their business, having a membership, and you've been wondering, like, how can I do this? I just want to tell you that just finding Stu just really, I think God just brought you to to us. So just go ahead, do it. Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you, Ruth. Thank you so much for sharing. By the way, just between us, I'm going to be in the UK in June, and we're doing a meetup. So, Ruth, just put it on your calendar. We'll have to get hooked up. I would love to see you and your husband when we
That would
come.
be amazing.
Yeah, it'll be super fun. Well, thank you so much for coming and sharing. Continue doing the great work that you're doing, and congratulations on your
Stu.
success.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cheers. How incredibly inspiring is that? They haven't even got to their first year anniversary yet, and they're already over 360 plus members. It's already a 6-figure membership. And when I think about one of the things that Ruth said earlier on, when she said her husband was he didn't want to move forward, he was hesitating because he wanted to wait until he got everything perfect and ready and locked and loaded. But think about like what they would have missed out on in that whole scenario, right? Like they would have missed out on all the learnings and all the things that have now led to them with a membership of 360 plus members. Absolutely incredible. And that's why, friends, like when I talk about the membership experience and I talk about like how important it is, it's because we hear stories like Ruth every single week. We have tens of thousands of students that we've served over the years. I don't know all of them personally. And I'm continuously discovering and meeting and learning people in our community who share their stories with us. And it is incredibly inspiring. But I'm telling you that these stories happen all the time. And people in our community can validate it. And they're in the community and people post and they share. And the same thing can and will happen for you too. That's why I just want to encourage you, come join us for this year's membership experience. We'll show you how to do it. We'll show you how to do it. In less than 9 months, Ruth and her husband have grown that incredible membership where it's now a 6-figure membership, teaching people how to become a great sketch artist. And in their case, they are teaching a skill. That's one of the key indicators. If you can help solve an ongoing problem, that's a key indicator. If you can teach a skill, that's a key indicator. Can you make someone's life better or easier? That's a key indicator, especially if it's things like templates and resources and lessons, etc. So, you look for key indicators, but when you've got them, it's like, go, go, go. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. And don't wait until you think you've got to get everything perfect or everything figured out before you join us for the membership experience. That's the whole point of the program, is to help you get that clarity. So come join us. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Okay. I'm going to bring up Misha. Let me see. Misha, how the heck are you, buddy?
Are you kidding me, Stu? I am on the line with Stu freaking McLaren.
Stop it. Stop it. Thanks, buddy. Well, let's first talk. Who is it that you serve in your market?
I serve heart-centered entrepreneurs, what I like to say, heart-centered entrepreneurs. So typically coaches, course creators, consultants, online entrepreneurs. I help them bring their their message to market in a big way by what I like to call an influence tour, which all starts by guest speaking on podcasts.
Okay. Amazing. Awesome. Let's talk about your membership. So where were you in terms of your business? Where was your business when you were thinking about this membership idea?
I had spent about $150,000 in courses, masterminds, all the stuff. I had just come out of retirement. Well, let's see. How do I want to say it? I'm like, do I want to tell you the long story or the short story? Which is always the question. But basically, I had gone through divorce, more failed relationships, both my parents had died in rapid succession. I had been very successful in sales for about 20 years and I had a bunch of money in the bank. And I was like, I need to know what to do next, God. And God's like, well, hey, you need to retire. You've got some money in the bank. Get your kids through high school. Okay. And so I was a single dad. I retired, got my kids through high school. And then I always knew that I love sales, marketing, entrepreneurship, and I knew the inspiration would come back. And so it did. Literally, Waylon, my youngest at the time, had graduated high school at the time. And it was like I end up in Russell Brunson's funnel, right? And I go big right out of the gate and join his $25,000 what's called 2CCX mastermind. Okay. And so for 3 years, I'm spending all this money going on to masterminds, traveling to, all these things, meeting people, FHL. And I'd probably spent $150,000, right? And I was trying to figure out, like, what am I going to monetize? And I don't know if you remember when interest rates went up about, I don't know, a year ago. So I'd been spending all this money, right? And all of a sudden interest rates went up. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm spending all this money. This is going to sound crazy, but this is the absolute truth. I was like, I'm spending all this money on trying to learn how to grow an online business and do all this stuff when I could just be collecting interest on that 150,000 versus, right? And I was like, I need to start making some money. And I'm in Russell Brunson's 2CCX, and he's like, start continuity, start continuity, start continuity. If you don't have continuity, you don't have a business. And at the time, I was being flown around to get people's video testimonials. So I'm just really good at getting customer stories. And so I'm like, how am I going to turn that into continuity? And my brain wasn't latching onto it, right? And so two things happened really quick. I woke up to an email from one of my customers. I still had wicked imposter syndrome at the time, but Stacy emailed me. She said, hey, Misha, you're the one that moves the needle in my business. And I pay all these other people, and you're the one that actually drives revenue for me. And I was like, oh my gosh. At the time, I had what was called my perfect video testimonial system, my 5 steps system for getting your customers to gladly do your selling for you. Okay. And somebody had been telling me, you got to teach this to my audience. Come on my podcast. You got to teach this about my audience. Come on my podcast. And so coincidentally, when I got that Stacy's email, Ryan drags me on his podcast and I talk about what I do and I crush it. Like I get this crazy flood of engagement, right? And I was like, I'm going on a podcast tour. So I do this crazy post where I'm going to go on a podcast tour. I'm going to teach everybody how to guest speak on, or I'm going to teach people how to get their customer video testimonials. One of my superpowers is systemizing all this process, right? So creating the scripts, how to find the podcast, all this stuff. So in the post, I say, I'm going to create all these assets on how to go on a podcast tour because I'm going to do it myself. Who would want them? And I get this crazy flood of engagement, right? So the next thing is at the same time, I'm like, I got to start continuity. So I'd seen you live a few times through Russell Brunson's 2CCX, where you're talking about your messaging map and starting your membership. And I only open my membership once a year. And I was in this headspace of, I got to start monetizing my business. Like I cannot bleed money anymore. I don't know if anybody's watching or listening to this is bleeding money in the online marketing game. But I was like, I got to become profitable, man. I can't do this anymore. And so I was like, I got to start a membership. And so I had heard you say, I don't know how many times, I'd seen you speak live, like I said, 3 or 4 times in the 2CCX or the Mastermind Inner Circle or whatever, FHL. And I'm like, I was literally praying to God. I know Stu's membership, this thing that we're all on right now, is only open once a year. And I was like, I got to get a membership off the ground. And Stu's the guy to help me. And I
Hmm.
was literally praying to God, I swear to you, please let the timing be right. Please let the membership experience be open. And so I Google it, and it was like a year ago now. And it was open in 3 days. And I was like, oh my God.
Well, that's because God is one of our top affiliates. Yeah.
Yes.
So he helps us out. I'm kidding, of course, but this is an amazing journey. Like when you think about, figuring out that entrepreneurial path, figuring out like the direction that you want it to take, you get clarity that, membership's the right direction. And then you come and you join us. And then you did your founding member launch. So talk to us about like how many members did you end up welcoming during your founding member launch?
Yeah. So I welcomed 27 members to my on my founding member launch at $47 each. 27 members, 47. If you want,
Amazing.
I'm gonna get. Well, go ahead.
Well, I'm just doing the quick math on that. So 27 members at $47 a month. The math comes out to almost $1,300 a month. That's a great start, dude. You're off to the races, man.
Absolutely. Here's the deal. Here's the truth of the matter. You were saying a few things, and I'm sure everybody on here right now has heard you say this, like, stop listening to the gremlins. Stop listening
Mm,
to the gremlins, right? And so I was like, stop, gremlins, stop. And you're like, just do it. Test, try, do. Test, try, do. Test,
mm,
try, do. The other thing you kept hammering on was your audience is bigger than you know. So
mm,
this was the state of my audience a year ago. I had 1,862 friends on Facebook, and I was not posting regularly. Like
mm,
oftentimes I'm not a fan of social media. All right. And then I had no Facebook group. So we will hear people talking about, I've got my Facebook group. It's small. I had no Facebook group. Right,
mm,
and I was on no other platforms. I had a small email list of 282 people, and I had not sent an email in 8 months
mm,
to that list. So I was like, "This can't work." And, the thing that I wanted was I was like, "What's this founding member launch script?" I was like, "I
mm,
need to know what the script is." And so I was on, like, right now chatting with whoever. Kat probably replied to, but I was like, "Is there a script for this founding member launch thing?" Because I'm a script guy. And they said, yeah, it's in the bonus section, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, pay, pay, join, right? I paid, joined. As soon as I had access to the bonus section, there's 2 founding member launch scripts. I think at the time last year maybe there was 3.
mm.
So I picked one, modeled it exactly, and I just took off from there. I was like, I'm modeling this. I'm doing what Stu says. I'm going live on Facebook. I'm doing the post. I mean, it's all right there. I didn't have to overthink it or anything. Anybody who said this is a bad idea, I said, I'm not listening to you. But it's a long story. Anyway, there you go. That,
It's well, and I appreciate you sharing because I haven't talked about that. I haven't talked about the fact that we have the founding member launch scripts. It's one of the big bonuses. All the details for the membership experience can be found at membershipworkshop.com/enroll. You will see all the bonuses. And the one that Misha's talking about is the founding member launch script for sure. So, as we look to wrap up, buddy, okay, I'm going to ask you 2 quick questions.
yeah.
One, where can people go to connect with you?
They can go to guestingguide.com, guestingguide.com, and I'm going to tell you exactly what that is. Give me 1 second. It's it teaches you how to launch a successful and profitable podcast tour. It's the ultimate step-by-step guide to prepare, launch, and execute a successful podcast tour. So guestingguide.com. And another plug for you. You teach us how to do that exact thing in your membership experience. I literally just did exactly what you said to do.
Well, I appreciate that, buddy. So guestingguide.com. Thank you for that. Okay. Last question for you. What advice would you give for people who are thinking about joining us for TME?
I'm going to tell the same thing that I heard you saying to me. You have a bigger audience than you know. Don't listen to the gremlins. join, go to the bonus section, find the founding member launch script, copy it. I didn't change anything, and
Mm.
just do it. It's really simple. And I want to add this really quick. I I I started at 47. Now I'm at 97. Some of my members were like, "We need a done for you section." I actually have a $1,500 a month tier where people are paying me $1,500 a month. Thanks to you. Thank you.
Wow. That's incredible, buddy. So you have multiple tiers now. How many tiers do you have?
Two. I have a done with you and a done for you. I started with the done with you at 47 and then increased it to 97. I actually haven't reopened the doors yet. I have a master class coming up on May 20th where it's the year anniversary. I'm reopening the doors, but just by referral, people were like, I need in. So it's 97 a month now. And then some of my members were like, we need this done for you service. And I was like, all right, I'll start it. 1,500 a month. How does that sound? So I have 2 or 3 people paying me 1,500 a month.
Good for you, buddy. That is awesome. I love hearing it. Congratulations on your progress and success. And thank you so much for coming by today and sharing.
Thank you, Stu. Thanks for having me. Ton of fun.
All right. Misha, everybody, how incredible, right? Super fun. Again, to hear how somebody took the same framework, the same the scripts that we teach with the founding member launch and implementing it in their particular market. And as Misha was saying, that script is available in the bonus section. The moment that you join the membership experience, you will have access to it. And to his credit, like, it immediately paid for the program and then made him a whole bunch of money, because right out of the gate, he was generating over $1,200 a month. And because of the nature of memberships, you multiply that over the course of the year, that is tens of thousands of dollars that he's generating from a simple bonus that's available right away when you come join the membership experience. And so that's what I want to encourage you to do. Come join us. Registration closes today. Today is the last day. I want to make sure that I'm clear on that. Today is the last day for registration for the membership experience. We only run this one time a year. I can't guarantee that, I have no idea what's going to happen throughout the year, but the last 5 years, we've only run this. It's only been available one time a year. And this is that time. So come join us. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. And let's get your membership site off the ground too. Okay, we're going to come to our last and final guest of the day, who I had the pleasure of meeting in person when I was out west last year. That is Lauren. How are you, Lauren?
Hey, Stu. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. Good to have you here. Great to see you again.
Good to be here.
Okay,
I'm so inspired by everybody.
I know. It's crazy and amazing. And so is your story. So let's quickly talk about it. Who is it that you serve in your market?
Well, I wish I had my positioning statement in front of me. I don't, but I will tell you that I serve piano teachers and I help them improve their piano teaching game. Everything to do from teaching to running their studios, building their social media, getting new students, and dealing with those difficult parents.
Well, I love it because it's not people wanting to learn the piano. It is piano teachers and helping them grow their business. Incredible. Okay, so let's talk about your founding member launch and where you were at that particular point in time, because you didn't have a big, gigantic audience, right?
I want to even tell you how I came into TME, which is a little different. So a little birdie, we all know Lisa Spector. We love Lisa.
Yes.
She had been following my social media. I didn't know her, but she was following me. I got a DM from her. I know this isn't what you asked you, but I think it's kind of cool. It's different than some other stories. I got a DM from her the day before your cart was closing, telling me about memberships and that I should do one. And I said, what's a membership? I didn't even know. So I checked you out, fell in love immediately with you, the whole thing, everything. I signed up. I didn't know what a membership was. I didn't know who you were. I didn't know what TME was. And I signed up and I was sold. So that's where I started. And at that time, I had a 0-person email list.
So you didn't have an email list of other piano teachers at all. You had been building your own piano business where you've been helping kids learn and children, adults learn, and so forth. But that's not piano teachers; those are piano students. Totally different.
That's right, and I'm still doing that full time. And so now, figuring out, I'm looking to reduce that as I'm excited to build this more. I will say that I do have a fairly prominent social media. But I know that that's how Lisa found me in that. But I do know that a lot of the conversions and people do sign up from the offers that you make via email. So I do know that the email list is where it's at, and I did start with 0. Yeah.
Okay. So for those that are watching and listening and they're hearing that you started with 0, maybe they're in the same place. Like, what advice would you give them to be able to take that next right step at that stage?
Gosh. Well, I really encourage, I do think social media is really powerful. So to start building that. That's a tangible place that you can start. And then there are all sorts of different ways that you can convert the people from social media to your email list.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. It's fast and easy to be able to get started and build enough of a following to then be able to do your founding member launch. So let's fast forward to that. You do decide to do your founding member launch. Where did you communicate yours?
Facebook and Instagram. 100%.
Got it. Okay. And so did you follow the founding member launch script as well?
To a T.
Okay.
I did. Yeah. And I would have been lost without it. Absolutely.
Okay. Amazing. So you followed the script, and then how many members did you welcome during your founding member launch?
The founding member launch, I got 27 the first time.
Nice. Okay. And what price point was that?
$37 a month or $370 for the year. And I was about split down the middle. Half annual, half were monthly.
Okay. So right off the bat then, if you welcomed 27, so let's just split it. We'll just say 13 times, and you said it was 37 annual. So girl, you generated, I just did the math, like, 13 times 370. That's $4,800 in month number 1 from those annual subscriptions. Then you've also got the monthly coming in. How did that feel right out of the gate?
Well, I was thrilled because I had no idea what to expect. I launched fairly soon. I listened to what you said, where I'll try to listen to everything you say. But one thing that really stood out was you said, "Don't wait till what did you say? You don't wait till you're."
Don't wait till it's perfect. Yeah, like
right, just do it.
Yeah.
And so I wasn't. And like many others, I didn't have any of the fancy software at that. And I'm still I haven't been able to yet. I'm still full on in my main career, which is a piano teacher and all that. So I did it with a Facebook group, and Zoom Lives was my fancy software.
And I love that. Like I love that people are hearing you talk about the fact that you didn't have it perfect, number 1, but number 2, like you just used what you could and what was available to you, which was Zoom and Facebook group.
That's it. Yeah, pretty much. And actually, I am so excited to implement all of the things. I listen to everything you do, and I'm just like, I'm oozing with excitement to implement everything, and it's the time that I haven't had. So I'm still just at this stage at the Facebook group and the Zoom, and so far it's working, and I want to grow, but just to say, and I didn't wait. As I said, I've never even heard of a membership, even though I didn't realize that the whole world is subscriptions. I'd never heard of one, not realizing that I was a member to many already. Amazon, DoorDash, Instacart, all the things. So I realized, but I heard of you in late May, and I was doing my founding member launch early July. And so all of a sudden it happened pretty quickly. It was exciting.
Oh, that's so fun. And then fast forward to today, because this was recent, right? Like this,
Yeah,
you're still in your first year of your membership, am I right?
I am. Yes. Yeah. And
Which is
go ahead.
super exciting. And then you did another launch.
I did a second launch in September, and this
Mhm.
time I welcomed about 30
Wow.
again. Yes, and again with I also took a list build. Are we allowed to cross promote here? I know you love AP,
Yeah, go for it.
and so I took Amy's list builder. Let me rephrase that. I paid for it. I've listened to it. I haven't again implemented in the way I wanted, but just with a little bit of not even fully. So again, my email list is only 400 now because I haven't implemented yet. But with that, yes, another 30, and this time it was at $47 or $470 annually,
Oh
and
wow.
it was again split down the middle. So, and one thing I'd love to just throw in there for anybody who's doubting. I mean, I can't see this as I hear of all the different memberships, and there's all things you never even would have thought of. I haven't heard of anyone, at least not recovering their costs of the course of
Mm.
PME. I mean, I think the sky's the limit. I know it. But if anything, but worst case scenario is you break even, and I don't think it's very. If you do the math at how many members one would need, depending on your price, it's pretty easy to break even, and then what have you lost? You've spent some time with you, Stu, and your wonderful team, and so and immediately I had far recovered any costs that I had.
Well,
Yeah.
I appreciate you sharing that, and I appreciate you sharing your experience. It's so fun to see the growth that you've experienced in your first year of your membership. To me, there's only like nothing but up for you in how you will be able to serve. As we wrap up, Lauren, where can people go to connect with you?
So right now I'm still keeping it simple. So if you'd like to connect, you can go to Piano Lessons Vancouver. So piano as in the instrument, lessons plural Vancouver, the city in Canada, on Instagram or Facebook for now.
Lauren, congratulations, buddy. Be proud of your progress. Thank you for coming and sharing. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, Stu.
Super fun. And I will say the other fun part about it is, as I said, I got to meet Lauren in person. We connected when I was out in Vancouver area. I was actually in Whistler climbing the mountain, and Lauren came to say hi. And, to me, this is a big part of it. Like, we have an amazing community. I love meeting as many of you as possible. And I love you connecting with each other. You've heard multiple people today talk about how friends, colleagues were referring the membership experience. It's because we have an amazing reputation of helping people get incredible results. I want to help you get incredible results. Just go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Today is the last day to register. The last 5 years, we've only ever opened this up one time a year. This is that time, and today is the last day. We close registration at midnight tonight. And the reason we do that, so you know, is because we as a team shift gears. We shift from promotion mode to serving mode. And the whole goal is just to love on you and support you and help you get incredible results during the program itself, so that by the end, you've got your membership, you're clear about it, you know exactly what it is, and most importantly, you've done your founding member launch, and you've got paying members. Like, how good is that going to feel? That's what all of our guests today were sharing, was their journey and how they did their very first founding member launch. And it is inspiring, to say the least, watching them generate tens of thousands of dollars a year right out of the gate with their memberships, and many times more. You heard Ruth, who now has more than 360 members, generating 6 figures a year. You heard Dr. Urick in his second membership that he rolled out, did $75,000 in month number 1 because he charged an upfront fee. Absolutely incredible. Like, a lot can happen in a short period of time if you open yourself up to that idea. And so that's why I can't wait to serve you inside the membership experience. go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some rapid fire questions. I see some in the comments. I'll try to go as quickly as I can. Type question in all caps, then your question after. I will try to answer as many as I can. And then we're going to wrap up for today. So let me just come over here. Saw a question. I just saw Brittany, by the way. Brittany said, so happy I joined. Awesome. Great. Brittany, I saw, is it Jives and Jubilee? I joined. Incredible. Can't wait to serve you. Okay. Paula said, how much is the membership after the course? So Paula, we do have our own membership. We actually do the thing that we teach, and we have a membership for people that want ongoing support throughout the year. That is $197 a month. But again, our focus is not, what's after. Our focus is right now. Our focus is to help you gain and experience so much momentum during the program. And that's why we focus and stop. That's why we only offer it one time a year, is because we just stop everything to be able to serve everybody. Let's see here. I think I'm trying to go through back up. I think I've covered most of the questions. Okay, I think I've covered most of those. Okay, I see a question coming here. Let's pull it up real quick. How do you launch a membership if you still want to do one-to-one and are worried it will put people out of one-to-one and can't afford to lose the income of one-to-one while I build a membership? Well, I would just say this. I actually think the opposite will happen, because it will allow more people to be able to access the work that you do that before may have been out of reach. So that's number one. Number two is I actually I know it elevates your authority and the desire for people to work with you one-on-one. So the demand for my one-on-one service hasn't decreased. It's actually only increased because people realize that A, I know what I'm talking about, and B, it raises my level of authority in the marketplace when they see me serving so many other members, getting those members incredible results. And so it just creates more of a desire to work with me. So in my case, like, I reserve one day a month to work with people one-on-one. And my VIP days get booked months in advance because of that very reason. So I actually don't think it'll decrease demand. I actually know from experience it will increase demand. Okay. Jives and Jubilee said, how would you run the founding member launch script for a YouTube audience? I noticed that most people use Facebook. Great question. I would actually probably do it the exact same way. The only difference is you might have people, it depends on your call to action. So you may ask people to comment underneath the video if they're interested, or you may just ask them to send you a message or an email or something like that. But you want a call to action. But from the rest of it, the whole script and so forth, it would be almost identical. Basically, you're going to follow that founding member launch principle. You're going to share what the idea is, that it's raw. It's, you haven't got it perfect. You've just thought of it. Number two, you're going to cast a vision where you see it going. Number three, you're going to invite people to come and join you as a founding member. You want to talk about the benefits of that. Number four, you want to give a specific call to action, right? Like, what do you want them to do? In most cases, like on Facebook and Instagram and so forth, it's send me a DM. On YouTube, it might be a little bit differently based on, how you most feel comfortable. It might be in the public in the comments. It might be send me an email, whatever it is. And then number five is just follow up. So the structure stays the same. The only thing that will change is really like, that call to action piece. Okay, somebody just asked here, is there any point in a membership in something that someone will not need for probably more than a year, just thinking about the churn? Well, here's whoever this is, let me just say this. You're worried about a problem that isn't a problem because you don't even have members yet. You're worried about churn when you don't even have members yet. Don't get yourself in a pickle. Like, keep focused on the next right thing. Here's what I will say about churn. Does churn happen? Yes, 100%. It's a natural part of the business. But even with churn, a membership business is significantly will generate significantly more revenue with the same number of sales at the same price point per month than a traditional business that is one-time sales. And so given that, like, just know that the membership business is naturally going to generate a lot more revenue than a business doing the same number of sales, same price point, that's selling them one off. But the other part of this is, like, there's lots of examples of memberships where, you would think that when people got the outcome or the result, then they'd want to leave. Like, I think of Karen Cinnamon as a perfect example. She has a membership site that helps Jewish brides with their wedding. Well, you would think that after the wedding, they no longer need the membership. But the truth of the matter is that they found their people when they joined that membership, and they wanted to stay connected. So much so that Karen actually ended up creating a second membership that's all about Jewish lifestyle, so that those women did have an outlet to stay connected that wasn't tied to the wedding membership, so to speak. And so she now has two memberships that are thriving. And so opportunity will create itself when the demand is there. So that's probably how I would encourage you to think about that one. Okay. Here's another question. I've been totally inactive on Sacred Musings since 9/22, and I'm completely changing the focus of what I'll be offering. Will it be possible for me to have a successful founding member launch? For sure. I think, listen, if you got an audience that you haven't communicated well with for a while, don't beat yourself up. Like, that's okay. That's just, what life is and what life was. The key thing there is that you want to warm that audience up. And you might do a few different types of posts. You might even, talk about the new direction you're heading, whatever it might be. But I would do a few warm-up posts, then I'd go into the founding member launch. And yes, it totally does continue to work. Carrie said, do you teach strategies on building email lists and a social media following in this course? 100%, Carrie. There's a whole module on audience building, because audience building is directly related and connected to your growing your membership. So yes, we have a whole entire module on that. Plus, we even had bonuses inside the membership experience, one in particular called Borrowed Influence. You'll definitely want to check that out, Carrie, when you log in to the membership, because in that particular bonus, it's all about how to get in front of the right audience in a short period of time and be able to welcome a whole lot of people to grow your audience itself. Okay. Let me see here. If you have a course that would work with a membership, but they need the course material when they join, how do you make sure that they don't come in for 1 month, watch it, and leave? In that situation, like in many cases, well, okay, first off, again, I just encourage you not to focus on problems that aren't problems, right? Like, perfect example of this, I used to get, back in the day, we had a membership, and we would hide content from members who weren't part of the membership the month that content was released. And my theory on it was that paying members would be upset if somebody were to join the membership months later and therefore have paid much less and have access to the same content, right? So that was my intention, was to protect the best interests of our longstanding members. But it became very complicated. It ended up leading to a support nightmare, because new customers would hear great things about past content. They'd go to access it, and they'd say, hey, if you want access to this, you got to pay more. So they felt like they were getting nickel and dimed. And the reality of it was, the interests of the longstanding members that I was trying to protect, they didn't really care. And so I overcomplicated things, over-engineered things, and it ended up creating confusion and overwhelm, and it actually led to churn. And so we just eliminate that. We just let everybody have access to everything right out of the gate as soon as they joined, and it cleaned everything up and made things so much easier. So I think sometimes we get all worried about like protecting. We don't want people coming in and downloading, and we're playing like from that, defensive negative mindset. Why not just shift the energy? Like, why not just create such an amazing experience that people never want to leave, right? You notice, can you feel the difference in the focus? And it makes a difference for your members. So that's one of the things that I would love to share on that. And then the second thing was, in terms of including a course, I actually like as much as possible to separate a course from a membership, because then that way you can establish value for the course and you can establish value for the membership. Very rarely do I see business owners be able to combine those things and your members be able, your members value both things appropriately. So I like separating them. Quick question here. Do you need to include any terms and conditions for the founding member launch? No, you just need to be upfront and communicate clearly. So I always love to be upfront about the fact that, hey, this is just a raw idea. I don't have any content created. I don't have all the answers of the direction this will go, but here's what I'm thinking in terms of the vision. So just be upfront in how you communicate. That's probably my best piece of advice for the founding member launch. If we've already done a founding member launch, but gave them membership for free, can we still implement the steps by tailoring? For sure. And you could still do, you may not call it a founding member launch, but you may call it a, your like a special launch or whatever it might be, where people are now paying. And I highly do recommend that you begin having paying members. Okay. Immunity Nerd said, what if you're just starting out and have a very small social media following and no email list? Should you still launch a membership? Yes. Like when we talk about a following, you don't need tens of thousands or thousands. Like a couple hundred is plenty to be able to do a founding member launch. And most people have that right out of the gate. And if you don't have that, like that's one of the very first things that we talk about in, I think it's module 2, which is all about growing your audience. And so you'd be able to sink your teeth into that and get the support and help that you need in growing that audience so that you could do a founding member launch shortly thereafter. And by the way, that's why I want to encourage you, if you haven't done so yet, come join us and register for the membership experience. You see the link below, the membershipworkshop.com/enroll. Go click that, come join us inside the program. Registration closes tonight. And then we shut down as a team so that shut down in terms of promotion mode and shift all of our energy to serving each and every person inside the membership experience. Okay. This question here says, how long do we have support through TME? So the good news is you have lifetime access to your version of the course. So you'll be able to go through the self-study lessons at your own pace for as long as you want. Maybe you want to go through them 12 months from now, 3 months, 3 years from now, 5 years from now. You can, because you have lifetime access to the program. The live support, where I'm available as well as our team and mentors are available, we have that until the end of May. So our opening ceremonies start next Monday. We go all the way till May 30th when we have our closing ceremonies. And so there's live support all throughout that time. And that live support is at different time zones, different days to be able to accommodate as many people as possible. And it's as much as or as less as you want. If you want more help, it's available. Jump on more calls. If you want less help, there's zero obligation for you to jump on. You don't have to do that by any chance. It's the main purpose of the live interaction is to provide support to those who want that extra support. Okay, friends, I think that's it. I want to thank you so much for joining. I want to thank all of our guests who some were up in the wee hours of the morning. Others, it's getting into the evening. So I'm super grateful to them for coming, sharing their stories, and weren't they incredible stories? And it's just a testament to demonstrate to you like how much can happen in such a short period of time. Don't underestimate yourself. Don't underestimate what could be possible for you if you just commit to it and hold space for that idea. And so that's why I want to encourage you, come join us this year for the membership experience. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. I will show you, I will walk you through the process of going from an idea to actually having founding members in your membership, to growing that membership and scaling it. And imagine 12 months from now when you're back like Ruth, who we heard today, who's now got just over 360 members in her membership. It's now a 6-figure membership. How crazy is that? She started less than a year ago in the exact same place as you. So come join us. Go to membershipworkshop.com/enroll. And I look forward to seeing you inside TME this year. You're awesome.